Today we're going to talk about how to select the proper fish for your aquarium and the environment that you have created for that fish. It's going to be mostly about saltwater, but a lot of these questions can be asked for freshwater fish as well. Most importantly, ask final size of the fish to find out if it's going to work in your size aquarium or not. Saltwater especially, a lot of these fish come in very small and they're cute, but they turn into 3-foot monsters, which a lot of us can't even house. So that is a very important question. Second question you should ask is the fish eating? This is a very important question. If you're doing your own quarantining, if the fish isn't eating, it might not make it in your own quarantine setup. We here at OSA try not to let any fish leave the store that aren't eating first. Next question you should ask is how long the fish has been there. Like I brought up quarantining earlier, we run medications in our systems here. We have a very high turnover rate of fish though, so we get the quarantine process started. It's up to you to finish it. But if you ask me about a certain fish and I tell you it's been here 4 to 5 weeks, I can confidently say that fish has been quarantined. We go through a pretty rigorous treatment program with the fish when they come in. We treat their food with Canaplex, Metroplex, and Focus. We run copper in our systems. We run hyposalinity in our systems. If a fish happens to come in with flukes on them, we freshwater dip them and then hit the system with Prozi just to be on the safe side. So we get the process started for you. It's up to you to finish it. But if that fish isn't eating, it's really tough choice to make if you really want to buy that fish or not. If you have a reef tank, you need to make sure that fish is reef safe and is not going to eat your corals. When we price the fish out here, we write them in green, yellow, and red on the tanks. Green means it's reef safe, yellow means with caution, red means it is not reef safe, it's just not going to work in your reef tank. The yellow ones get a little bit tricky because with caution, at least 50% of the time, the fish are not coral eaters, but they are invert eaters. So your corals will be safe, but your crabs, snails, shrimp may not be. You know how long it's been here, you know it's eating, you know it's reef safe. Now you want to check and see if the fish is acting properly. If it's sulking in the corner and its colors don't look quite right, I would personally pass on that fish. Another thing to look out for, this is especially prevalent with powder blue, powder brown tangs, it's called pacing. If that fish is swimming back and forth, back and forth, back and forth in the tank, I would avoid that as well. A lot of these fish have trouble adapting to aquarium life. That is the first sign with these open water swimmers that they're gonna have trouble adapting is if they're pacing the tank. So avoid those as well. Another aspect on the eating front is find out what they are eating at the store and pick up those foods as well. A lot of people like feeding flakes and pellets. When our fish come in here, our goal is to get them eating. So we use strictly frozen foods here. A lot of fish will not accept flakes and pellets right off the bat. You have to train them to eat them. It never hurts to have frozen food on hand, and then you can wean them over to flakes and pellets. The frozen food is way higher in nutritional value, and it's more like what they eat in their natural situations. That's why we use the frozen foods here. Certain fish, copper band butterflies especially, you might see one eating here, you get it home, it stopped eating again. As soon as they get transported, a lot of these fish go through the process of having to start over, getting used to your tank before they will start eating again. For a lot of the finicky eaters, we specifically use clams on the half shell. They're a very good food for pretty much all fish, but one big advantage that the clams on the half shell have is they sit on the bottom of your tank for a while and the fish can go over and pick at it when it wants to. Very good way to get finicky eaters to eat. Another thing is lifespan. A lot of folks want to know what the lifespan of their critters are. It varies greatly with saltwater fish. You have shrimp and seahorses, things like that. Octopuses, the smaller octopuses, their lifespan is 3 to 5 years, which is relatively short. You get into some of the larger puffer fish, even clownfish can live up to 50 plus years. So you can ask, hopefully we have an answer for you, but it varies so much from fish to fish. You never know, but we can give you a rough estimate about that. I think I have everything covered. I'm not sure, but remember, there are no stupid questions when you're buying a fish. Please feel free to ask as many questions as you want to, and we will try to answer them for you the best way possible so you and your fish have a successful life together. Have a great day, guys.